salary is paid by employer to his employee for service rendered Next time, salary grade or pay scale. Salary grade ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಇಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೂ ಟೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಹೊರಗೆ ತೆಗಿತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಲೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಟೈಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿತ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೊಂದೇನೋ ಸ್ಕ್ರೂ ಇರುತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದು ತುಂಬ ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಕೂರುತ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಕೆಳಗಡಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದಿರದೆ ಹೆಂಗದು ಅಲ್ಲ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಎತ್ತರಿ ಫಸ್ಟು. ಇದು ತಡ್ ತಡೆ. ನೀವು ಈ ಕಡೆ ತೆಗಿಬೇಡಿ, ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಹಾಂ, ಇದು ಭಾರ ಆಗಿ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಪವರ್ ಬಟನ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಆಫ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, salary grade or pay scale. Salary grade or pay scale. Salary grade or pay scale. Pay scale, as you know, pay scale means what, right? So you'll be having some employees paid with some employer pay their employees as per the pay scale fixed by them, even if it is a private or a government. Okay, so take down some employers pay salary to their employees as per pay scale fixed by them, Full stop. Next line. That means basic salary of an employee increases by this amount after it completes every year. Full stop. Pay scale shows the minimum basic pay. Pay scale shows the the minimum basic pay, that is minimum salary without any allowances or perquisites, without any allowances, or perquisites. And then what it is afterwards. So allowances means what, perquisites means what, I'll inform one by one. First you need to know about what do you mean by salary or perquisites. Take down, for example, rupees 2400, 24,000 dash 850 dash 28,250 dash 1050 1450 40,750 51,000 dash 2,850 65,250 3,850 84,500. So here the amount mentioned in between two big amount is there, na? Is known as annual increment. Two big amount here is 65,250 and 84,500. This is the annual increment. That is 3,850 is the annual increment. Okay, 3,850 is annual increment. Write down the amount mentioned. The amount mentioned in between two big amount, is known as annual increment. One small problem you take up. Mr. C, first problem. Mr. C was appointed as manager in an XYZ company. Manager in an XYZ company. In the scale of 12,000, 420, 18,300, 18,300. On 1/9/2017, 1/9/2017, compute his salary income. For the previous year, 2019-20. For the previous year 2019-20. Below that, A salary is due on salary is due on first of the following month. First of the following month. Second month. Salary is due on last day of the same month. Last day of the same month. See here, there are two cases. Salary, what they have given is 12,000 per month. Okay, for next year it will go. That means it will increase. Means salary increases by 420 rupees. 12,420. Another next year adding 420. That means 12,840. Like that, his salary is going to be increased unless that salary reaches to 18,300. Up to that, it is going to increase. Okay. So here salary is due on first day of the following month. First day, for example, if you are taking a salary of January in the month of February 1st. Okay, that's the first day of the month. Suppose if your salary is due on last day of the same month. For example, January salary you are taking on 31st January. In the same month last day, it is called as due on last day. Getting right? Due on first date and then January salary will get on the first day of February. Getting right? Okay. So what they asked you to find out is if the salary is due on the first of the following month. For example, here first case will do salary is due on first day of the following month. Take on first day of the following month. Salary is due on first day of the following month. If salary is due on first of the following month. Then first of the following month means basic salary amount. That is first name is 1. When we are joined the company 1/9/2017. 1/9/2017. 12,000. Okay. Basic salary as a basic salary as on 1/9/2019. After adding two annual increments, right? Annual increments, how many increments you will get? 1/9/2017 is joined, they are joined, and after adding two annual increments, that means 420 plus 420. 840. 12,840. What about 1/9/2018? How much you will get? You will get plus 420, right? That means 12,420. So here after adding two annual increments, what is the salary here? 12,840 actually, correct? That is on 1/9/2019. Basic salary as on 1/9/2020 after adding three annual increments. How much? After adding 3 annual increments, 13,260. Okay, how it is? We'll show here 12,240, 1/9/2019 after plus 420, that is 840. 1/9/2020 plus 420, 13,260. See, if I'll explain once again. If the salary is due on first of the following month, so these are the first day he has joined, right? 1/9/2019, so 12,000. After 1 year, 1/9/2018, 420 he is going to add. So 12,420. Next 1/9/2019, another 420. That is 2 installment. That is 12,840. Last one increment, that is third. That is 420 with respect to 1/9/20. That is 13,260 is the if the salary is due on first of the following. So if the salary is due on 31st of the same, that is 30 or 31st of the same month, what happens? Okay. Is this clear? This is for your information I have written. That is actually it has happened. 3 annual increments he has got. You should know, right? When you join the company, what is this means? Basic, then it will increment. That's what it is, a basic one. Okay, if you know it, then it is easy for you to calculate the salary. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Two of it from now it's visible. Now it's visible. Yes. Clear? Now the board is clear. No. You can manage your shall I? This much only is possible from my side. answer for this. That means if salary is due on first of the same month, following month means, for example, it's 1/9. That is September salary is credited on first day of the October, like that. Okay, getting right? But in the 31st, suppose if the salary is due on last day of the same month. Last day of the same month, what is the difference which you are going to get? Last day of the same month. Okay? See, here appointed on 1/9/2017. Okay? And he is drawing salary in the month of the next, in the same month. This last day of the same month he is drawing. So, what the difference will you get? Basic salary as on how many increments you will add? Hmm? See, he was appointed on 1/9/2017 and he is getting salary on September is 30, right? So 31st 9/2019, correct? So 30, right? Oh, sorry. Okay, 30. So 30th is getting the salary. Okay, for that is in the same month he is getting salary. Getting? Okay. So here we are going to add the increments based upon the salary which he is going to get. For example, this is going to be the basic salary as of 1/9, not 1/9/31st. Here basic salary as on 30th/9/2019. After adding 2 annual installment or 3, what is the difference which you are going to see now? After adding 2 annual increments, 2 or 3? Huh? ಡಿಗ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ದೇನೆ. So only difference which you are going to see is the difference between the taking of the salary here. For example, basic salary as a 39. After adding 2 annual installments, it is going to be the same thing as 840. That means 2 annual increments means 12,840. Only difference we are going to see is the days. Days, that's all. Okay. Here also basic salary as on 30th/9/2020. So the here 13,260. The difference is only the dates which you are going to see. Other things remain the same. 420 here, 420. So 420 here. Total is 13,260, right? 260. Only difference is the dates. Next take note, allowances. Heading allowances.
इंटेक इतना 12,000 plus 420 and 840 and
12,840 we are ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನು ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ 30th ಅಂತ ಬರೀಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ 30th 9 39 2017 this is 39 2018 this is 39 2019 this is 39 same but the difference is only the dates you are going to receive the salary. Some private companies issue on first day of the next month. Some they issue on the same day. That is same month last month. So here the allowances. This is important one. Take down allowances. An allowance is a fixed amount of money. Take down. First we'll see with respect to this the theory part. Afterwards we'll solve problems. First you should thorough with the theory. Otherwise you can't solve problems. It's better to know the theory first. An allowance is a fixed amount of money. An allowance is a fixed amount of money given periodically. An allowance is a fixed amount of money given periodically in addition to the salary for the purpose of meeting some specific requirements connected with service rendered connected with the service rendered by the employer full stop. It is fixed predetermined and given irrespective of actual expenditure. They are classified as three categories. First one, fully taxable allowances. Second one, partially taxable allowances. Then fully exempted allowances. Fully exempted. Fully exempted allowances. Yeah. Then I lost the connection. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Take down allowances and reading. And allowances. How much you have written?
Some specific requirement.
Some specific requirement connected with the service rendered by the service rendered by the employee. Full stop. It is fixed, predetermined. It is fixed, predetermined, and given irrespective of actual expenditure. These are classified as three categories. You can write down this: fully taxable allowance, partially taxable allowance, and fully exempted allowance. Fully taxable allowance. Is this visible? Okay. Yeah. Fully taxable allowance, partially taxable allowance, and fully exempted allowance. These are the three types of allowances which you are going to learn in income from salaries. Okay. First one heading, take down fully taxable allowances. Fully taxable allowances. I'll give notes for this. If I go on telling, it may take so much time. What I'll do is I'll give notes on this. What do you mean by DNS allowance? What do you mean by DNS pay? Okay, and here you'll be having fixed medical allowance, different allowance. All this comes. Okay, I'll just explain what it is and how you are going to take in the that is solving problems. So first one is DNS allowance. As you know, DNS allowance. Okay, allowances are nothing but it's a payment made by the employer to his employees monthly. Other than salary is called as allowance. Other than salary, if the employee is going to get the benefit from the employer. Okay, it is nothing but payment in cash. It is made through cash only. Okay, allowances. And if it is fixed sum of money paid regularly in addition to the salary for the purpose of meeting some particular requirement connected with the service rendered by the employee. See, if you are appointed as a employee in an organization, okay, there you are rendering your service, right? So for that, along with the salary, some percentage is also going to be paid for your service. Some, this is nothing but payment through cash. Okay, those allowances are three types. One is fully taxable allowances. Full partially taxable means some percentage will be taxed, some percentage not, and fully exempted are also there. Okay, these are the payment or a cash which are given along with the salary. Allowances andre ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು extra. OT is wait. I'll come to that also. See here DNS allowance ಅಂತ DA ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ DNS allowance DNS pay ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. DNS allowance and DNS pay, there are difference here. DNS allowance is an allowance granted to an employee to compensate him in the matter of raising prices of the goods and services in the market. Suppose inflation happens. Okay, inflation you know, right? Rise in the prices of the goods and services, right? So if that is the case, DA is going to be fixed based upon the ups and downs happens in the market. Okay, and that means this allowance is given to an employee to safeguard him from rising inflation. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸೇಫ್ ಗಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೇಷನ್ ರೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೈಸಸ್ ಇಂದ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸೇಫ್ ಗಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು DA ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. So along with the salary, DA will be given. Okay, that is DNS allowance. This is the most common allowance these days. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆನೂ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Okay, most common, and sometimes it is given under the terms of the employment and sometimes without it. Terms of the employment ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. If the given in the terms of the employment, you will take it. If terms of the employment is not given, you will not take. See, when we solve the problem, I will explain why we have not to take, why we have to take. Okay, DA in the problem. Okay, so here sometimes when it is given under the terms of employment, it is included in the salary for the purpose of determining the exemption limits of house rent allowance. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ಹೌಸ್ ರೆಂಟ್ ಅಲವೆನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ತಗೋತೀವಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ರೆಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೋತೀವಿ, ಗ್ರಾಚ್ಯುಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೋತೀವಿ ಫಾರ್ ಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಅ ರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಹೌಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಟೇಕನ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಟೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್. ಸೊ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ DA ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದೆ? ನಾನು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವೈ ಯು ಆರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ DA, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಫ್ ದ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ DA, ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೇಕ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ DNS ಪೇ ಅಂದರೆ when a whole or a part of a DNS allowance is converted into DNS pay, it becomes a part of the basic salary. When whole or a part of DNS allowance percentage are ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. For example, 50% they'll give. Basic salary 12,000, 50% of basic salary means 6,000. Total you get 12 plus 6, 18,000. Correct? This DNS pay means when a part of this whole or part of a DNS allowance is converted into DNS pay, it becomes a part of the basic salary. If they have given some DNS allowance percentage as I said, ಆ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ನ ಅವ್ರು ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು DNS allowance ಇಂದ ಅವ್ರ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು DNS ಪೇ ಅಂತ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಓಕೆ, DNS ಅಲವೆನ್ಸಿಗೂ DNS ಪೇಗೂ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ DNS allowance ಇಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಪೇ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಪೇ. You can notify what is the difference. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ in the problem they specifically say DNS allowance. Suppose if they give a DNS allowance, they should give it's a what they have to give terms of the employment. Okay, DNS pay means it is converted into the DNS allowance. Okay, when solving problems you can recognize what it is. Then fixed medical allowance, it is fully taxable. Next, tiffin allowance, it is given for the lunch refreshment of the employees. It is also called as meal allowance ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. Okay, and it is fully taxable, tiffin allowance. Then servant allowance, it is fully taxable even if it is given to a low paid employees. ಸರ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, some government employees, they'll get servant for their services. That also they are going to taxable with respect to, fully taxable with respect to tax purpose. Next, non-practicing allowance, like it is generally given to those medical doctors, okay, who are in the government service and they are banned from doing private practice. Some doctors are there, they are doing they are appointed as a government doctor, but they are practiced medical practice they are going to do through private also. Government salary they are also getting, private fees also they are taking. Okay, that time it is called as non-practicing allowance. Okay, so that is banned from doing the private practice. Madake or ban ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ only government will pay their salary. So it is to compensate them for the ban, it is fully taxable ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. Then hill allowance. Some houses are there, they are situated in the hill places. Like for example, high cost of living is in hill area. Correct? Only transportation iralla. Okay, everything it is totally it is difficult to live there. So those employees will get hill allowance for their living. Their living. Okay. Then warden allowance and proctor allowance, deputation allowance, overtime allowance, other allowance. This I give for the notes what it covers. Okay, getting right? Allowances bada ide. Idರಲ್ಲಿ allowances exempt up to specified limit. You will be having house rent allowance. ಅದನ್ನ first ನಾನು cover ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? house rent allowance ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. Okay. So house rent allowance means an allowance granted to an SSC by his employer to meet the expenditure incurred on payment of rent in respect of residential accommodation occupied by him, is exempt from tax to a certain extent. See, house rent allowance andre allowance which is given with respect to, along with the basic salary, some percentage of house rent allowance is given to him for the rent purpose. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಸಮ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಅಂದರೆ house rent allowance actually received by the assessee, excess of rent paid by the assessee. Okay, and if the house is situated in Mumbai, Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai idre 40% and 50% ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. Yes. So that will take. If the accommodation situated in Mumbai, Kolkata, Delhi and Chennai, that is metropolitan cities, then 50% of the salary is due to assessee. And if the accommodation is situated in any other places, okay, then 40% of the salary is due. So among these, least of the following three is going to be considered for the house rent allowance. That is taxable purpose. Okay, so take down heading bariri, write down heading partially taxable income. Partially taxable income or partially taxable allowances. In that partially taxable allowances, in that house rent allowance. This is important one. You will be having 3 marks question on this. Okay, 3 agirbodu 7 agirbodu, depends. An allowance, take down an allowance paid by an employer, an allowance paid by an employer to his employee to enable the employee to pay the rent of the house which he has occupied full stop. This is partially exempted from tax. This is partially exempted from tax. This is partially exempted from tax. Next line, the exemption limits the least of the following following three amounts. List of the following three amounts. Amount. Next line. Excess of rent paid by the assessee over 10% of salary. 10% of salary due to him for the relevant period. Or HRA actually received by the assessee. Or if the accommodation is situated at Mumbai, Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai. Then their cost of living is more, right? So that's why 50% of the salary due to assessment. 50% of the salary due to assessment. 50% of the salary due to assessment. Second case, if the accommodation is situated in any other place, 40% of the salary the salary. Double S E. Getting it? This you should know. First thing, excess of rent paid by the assessee over 10% of the salary. HRA actually dispute. And 50% if it is there in metropolitan cities and 40% in other places. Any doubts? See, if they given DNS pay, you have to take. Okay, in computing HRA. Okay, if they have given DNS allowance, suppose DNS allowance if they have given, it is comes under the terms of employment means we have to pay. We have to take. If it is not comes under the, they didn't tell anything about DA means you should not take. Clear, right? DNS pay you should take. DNS allowance, if the terms of the employment is given in the problem, you have to take. Otherwise, no. Then bonus, commission, bonus, entertainment allowance you should not take. So, we'll solve some problems in HRA. Take down one problem. From the following information, compute taxable portion of HRA. Compute taxable portion of HRA for the assessment year 2021. Sorry, no 2021. Yours is 2021. Next slide. First point, basic salary. Basic salary 7,000 rupees per month. Basic salary 7,000 rupees per month. Second point, DA pay, DNS pay basic salary. At 10% of basic salary. Third point, commission at 2%. Commission at 2%. Bracket again. On sales achieved. On sales achieved. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಚೀವ್ಡ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಟರ್ನ್ ಓವರ್ ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ನೋ
ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ
ಸಿ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಇನ್ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಆನ್ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಚೀವ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ rupees 12,000 Fourth point, HRA received rupees 2,000 per month. Next, last point, rent paid by him at Agra. Rupees 1,600 per month. 1,600 per month. So first one you should know the salary. First basic salary ಏನೇನು ಆಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? Yes, basic salary, DNS pay and commission based on the turnover. We should add, then only we will solve the problem. ಅದೇ HRA received less exempted under section 10 subsection 13A rule 2A ಪ್ರಕಾರ you can take list of the following 3 ಇವಾಗ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ so computation of taxable portion of HRA, date of computation of taxable portion of HRA, so particulars. Amount. So here, note as a very, you leave some space here like 5 to 6 lines you can read only. So below that note 1, like we need to find out salary for calculation of HRA. Salary for calculation of HRA. Salary for the calculation of HRA. Basic salary. What is given in the problem? Basic salary. How much? 7,000. Basic salary given 7,000 per month. 7,000 into 12. Basic salary 7,000 given in the program. 7,000 into 12. 84,000. 84,000. Next, DNS pay. DNS pay 10% of basic. 84,000 into 10. 10% commission based on the sales achieved. Commission based on sales achieved. How much? 12,000 total. Total. 1,04,400. First you should calculate salary, then we will move to HRA. So what they have given, HRA received how much? HRA received ಎಷ್ಟು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ HRA 2000 per month ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಹೌದಾ 2000 into 12 how much 24,000 less exemption exempted under section 10 subsection 13A and rule 2A says first one 10% of the excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. So here don't write first reason excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. How much is the rent paid by him?
2,000.
Rent is 1,600 into 12 money. 19,200. Correct? ಆಮೇಲೆ 10% of salary ನಾವು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿದಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ this we have find out salary 1,04,400 into 10%. 10,000 excess ಅಂದ್ರೆ 19,200 ಅಲ್ಲಿ 10,440 ಲೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ 8,760 ಇಲ್ಲ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ listen see excess of rent paid over 10% of salary don't write first reason ಇವಾಗ see rent ಎಷ್ಟು ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ rent ಎಷ್ಟು ಪೇ 1,600 ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ 1,600 into 12 ಎಷ್ಟು 19,200 salary ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ 1,400 ಅದು 10% ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು 10,440 19,200 minus 10,440 how much 8,500 suppose in this case it is more correct rent paid is more than the 10% of salary we have to take sometimes it is less it is more then we should not take nil we should not take here nil is the answer that is 0 getting my point right getting once again I tell 10% of the salary is here 10,440 and this is rent which is paid by him 19,200 which is more than this. So excess of rent paid over 10% of salary we should take it. Sometimes it is less it is more then we should not take it. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ we should not take nil 0. Next second one actual HRA received. Actual HRA received. What is HRA? What is the actual HRA received? ಎಷ್ಟು ತಗೋತಿದ್ದಾರೆ this one only 2,000 yes 2,000 into 12 correct 24,000 clear right okay last one Yes.
Delhi 50%.
Agra ಅಂದ್ರೆ 40%, Delhi ಅಂತ particular ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ 50%. Agra is there in Delhi, but Agra is different and Delhi is different. Correct? So, if it is in Agra, 40%. If it is in Delhi, 50%. Okay? So, 40% of salary, that is 1,04,400 into 40% ಮಾಡಿ 41,760. Which is less? Whichever is less. So, whichever is less. 8,760 less ಮಾಡಿ. So, this is your taxable portion of HRA. 15,240. Any doubts? You have any doubts? You can ask. Let's. We should deduct. We should deduct 8,760 from 24,000. Any doubts? Any doubts you have? No. This one clear, right? This is clear? Okay. If it is rent is more than the 10% of salary, we should take. If it is less than the 10%, we should not take. That time it becomes nil. Okay. Clear? HRA they may ask. Sometimes they may include in the salary itself. ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ಅಲವೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೂ one allowance will solve. After that they club together and they'll give. Getting right? Income from salary. Pardon? Real life only situation we are taking. Huh? We have to tell. Suppose I am a taxpayer, I should tell I am paying 12,000 rupees per month as a rent, and I have to note down that means from the, suppose I am there in I am living in a rented house, I have to file the receipt, not agreement, receipt. Each month receipt I have to file for my benefit. Getting right? ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ರೆಂಟ್ ಹೌಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಾನು 12,000 ಕಟ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಾನು ರಿಸಿಪ್ಟ್ನ ಅವನು ತೊಗೊಬೇಕು. ಏನಂತ, ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟು ಈ ಮಂತಲ್ಲಿ 12,000 ಕಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಆ ರಿಸಿಪ್ಟ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ಗೆ ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಿ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ದಟ್. ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ಗೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ HRA ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅವರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಅವ್ರ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ TDS ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಾಂ, ಕೆಲವರು ರೆಂಟ್ ತೋರಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಲವರು ರೆಂಟ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೌಸ್ ಓನರ್ ಹೌಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದು ರೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. Suppose I am in my father's house, if I am living, I can show that I am giving rent to my father. ಆ ಥರ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡಿಗೆ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದು. ನಾನು ಇವಾಗ ರೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡ್ಗೆ. ಅದೇ ಫಾದರ್ ಹೌಸಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಪ್ಪಾಜಿ ಹೌಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಾನು ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ರೆಂಟ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. This one clear, right? Any doubts if you have, you can ask. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಈ ಮೂರು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ರೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. Second one, actual HRA received, or 50% in case of metropolitan cities and 40% in case of others. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬರೀರಿ ನೋಡಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ HRA. Find out the amount of HRA which shall be included in their income, which shall be included in their income under the head salaries, under the head salary in each of the following cases. In each of the following cases. Included in their income. Included in their income under the heads of salary. Under the heads of salary in each of the following cases. In each of the following cases. In that A, capital letter A, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬರೀರಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎ ಮತ್ತು ಬಿ ಎರಡು ಕೇಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎ ಕೇಸ್ ಎ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಪೇ. ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಪೇ 24,000 per month. 24,000 per month. Second point, dearness pay at 10% of basic pay. Dearness pay at 10% of basic pay. Next, third point, commission based on fixed percentage of turnover. Rupees 10,000 for the entire year. Rupees 10,000 for the entire year. Next, fourth point, house rent allowance. Rupees 4,000 per month. Comma, rent paid by the assessee. Rupees 4,800 per month. Comma, house is situated at Bangalore. Next, case B, first point, basic pay 55,400 per month. Second point, DA ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ not DMS pay. DA at 40% of basic pay. Suppose if they have given in bracket under the terms of employment ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. Otherwise we should not take. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. Okay. Next, third point, HRA rupees 5,000 per month. Next, fourth point, rent paid by the assessee. Rupees 5,000 per month. Comma, city compensatory allowance. rupees 1000 per month. You should not take this one also because it is not included in the HMI. City compensatory allowance rupees 1000 per month. House is situated at Delhi. House is situated at Delhi. Okay, we'll do in the next class. Thank you. If you have any doubts online, students, if you have any doubts, you can ask. Okay. Have you got the problem right? Today's problem, which are it? Thank you. I'll take your attendance. I'll consider. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.